You will lose trades. I lose trades. Every single trader on earth loses trades. And the way that most people teach us women to deal with that is wrong. I'm going to show you how to start as a beginner on your phone in between everything else. By the end of this video, you'll have planned a trade, sized it, and placed your first one. We're going to be using fake money, taking zero risk on real charts. All right, here's where we're going. This is the gold chart from mid-2025. The cleanest setup I've seen in a while. Every single box ticked, holding support, bouncing at the golden pocket and the 55 EMA, stochastic at the bottom and breaking up. When we're done here, you'll know exactly how to spot a setup like this, and you would have placed it as a paper trade. These are the foundations and they'll get you further than you think. If your TradingView tools aren't set up, video 1 walks you through that. Otherwise, let's go. First, your levels. We're going to start on the weekly, a higher time frame, the one that matters most. Where price keeps bouncing off the floor, that is our support. And where it keeps hitting the ceiling, that is our resistance. These are our boundaries on the higher time frame. Everything else builds on top of these. On your phone, tap the pencil icon, select horizontal line, and draw them in. This is the first thing I ever learned to draw on a chart. And honestly, these weekly levels saved me from more bad trades than anything else. Big money doesn't trade on the 15-minute. If your weekly or your daily don't align, don't argue with it. And now for my next trick. We're going to drop down to the daily. Look, our weekly levels are still there. They don't go away when you change time frame. They just become part of the bigger picture you can now see in more detail. Once I find my current price wave, I add in my Fibonacci. I'll draw this from the bottom wick to the top of the candle close. The 0.618 is called our golden pocket. This is where we look for entries. And on gold, look how it came right back to that level. On your phone, click the pencil tool and search for Fibonacci. Then click and drag up to draw that in. I also add in this trend line. If we have price closing beneath this line on the daily time frame multiple times, our long trade is in danger. Now this is the tool that made everything click for me. The first time I got a fib level right, I felt like a wizard. I'm not kidding. I usually spend 1 to 2 hours in the afternoon after homeschooling going through a bunch of charts. And the first real qualifier for me is the Fibonacci read I get. Now we drop to the 4-hour. Same chart, same gold, just a closer view. Our weekly and daily levels are still here. Our daily fib is still here. Now we can see the smaller moves inside the bigger trend. Now let me draw one more fib on the 4-hour because it's possible we find yet another bounce on the all-important 0.618 golden pocket. And there it is. Now we're pretty sure this should be a low-risk, high-reward trade. This is a time frame where I make most of my actual decisions. The weekly tells me whether to even bother, the daily tells me the direction, and the 4-hour tells me when. Finally, I then scope out the 1-hour for an exact entry point to get the best possible price. Because this girl loves a good sale. This is where I actually look for entries. All our levels are still there. Weekly support and resistance, daily golden pocket, the daily trend line, and the 4-hour fib. Now I'm watching for one specific moment, where price comes back to all these levels at once. That's confluence, and that's our entry zone. Now we're going to double check our stochastic, which indicates momentum. Quick circle back to the daily, and it looks bullish. On the hour, the stochastic is just breaking out from oversold as price is moving up from the golden pocket on the 4-hour. So timing is good to enter here. This is the part that actually matters. On gold, every single box was ticked. Daily direction was up, price is sitting at the golden pocket, we're on the trend line, moving averages are trending up, stochastic is breaking out from oversold, 5 stars out of 5. I'm highlighting this gold trade because every box was ticked. Trade setups don't always look this clean, and there are different market factors at play with every new day. Different assets react more strongly to specific levels in terms of support and resistance or Fibonacci. Every great trader I've ever studied says the same thing. The money isn't made in the trades you take. It's made in the trades that you don't. Trading is deeply personal, and each one of us gets to decide which box to tick before we take a trade. Before you place anything, we need to check our risk and reward. On the 1-hour, our entry is right at the golden pocket. Tap your pencil icon and scroll to your long position. Tap where you want to enter. Drag the red part down for your stop loss. My rule of thumb is to go 2 lows back on the time frame that you're trading. So if that's the 1-hour, 2 lows back. Drag the green part to the negative 0.5 or your next major resistance line. See that number? That is your risk to reward. 3 is the minimum that we want. So if you're risking $10, your trade needs to be at least a $30 win. If it's showing 1-to-1 or 2-to-1, walk away. There'll be other trades. This rule changed everything for me. Before I followed it, I was basically guessing and getting stopped out all the time. Once I started using it properly, I actually started keeping the money I made. This is gold from our exact entry. I'm going to play the chart in double time. Price held support, bounced off the golden pocket, and kept moving up, hitting the take profit cleanly. This is what a trade looks like when all conditions are met. The method gives you the highest probability setup, not a guarantee, but when it works, this is what it looks like. Now let's actually paper trade this exact setup so you can see the flow. Tap the 3 dots at the bottom, tap trade with your broker, select paper trade and connect. Create an account and set your balance to anything from $100 to $1,000. Below that, you have your leverage settings. Set these at 4-to-1 on your stocks and 10-to-1 on all the others. Leverage lets you control a larger position than what you actually have. So if you have $100 and you're trading on 10x, you're actually trading with $1,000. It multiplies your gains, but it also multiplies your losses. As a beginner, you actually never need to trade more than 3 or 5x if you're trading with real money. Keep it low and keep it safe. Save your settings and then tap on the up and down button next to your pencil to start trading. This is exactly how I started trading. I paper traded for weeks before I actually started with any real money. The Moms Who Trade app teaches this exact process. We built it so you don't have to do any guessing. Open the calculator, put in your balance, $100 or $1,000. We're going to take this gold trade with $500. Enter the entry price from our chart, your stop loss, and your take profit, and select a 10x leverage. Press calculate, and the app tells you exactly how much you are winning or losing on this trade. No guessing. Hit take trade, and it logs it in your journal automatically. Now back to TradingView. Put in the same numbers and place your order. Click the big buy button. You've just placed your first trade live. And this is why we built the goals tab. Put in whatever you're working towards. A new phone, some microneedling, a vacation, something that's been on the list for too long. Every trade you close gets you closer. One more thing. Most beginners place a trade and then sit there staring at it. Don't. Walk away. Let it do its thing. You watching it is not going to make the candles go higher. When you're ready to close your trade, tap on the TradingView icon, select your trade and press close position. Or close part of it and let the rest run. It's up to you. On gold, our trade hit the take profit cleanly. So the full position was closed automatically. Then back to the Moms Who Trade app. Open your journal, tap on your trade, change the status to closed, and put in your closing price. And before you finalize your trade, this next step is really, really important. Add in your learnings to your notes. Win or lose, this is important. Without this step, you may never learn from your mistakes or build on what's working for you. Tap finalize. Done, logged, goal updated. I used to sit and wait every time for the full take profit and learn the hard way. The objective is to grow your account and hit your daily target, not to be technically right and feed your ego. You just planned a trade, sized it, placed it, and closed it. That's the loop. Do it again and again until it starts to feel automatic. This setup will get you 90% of the way. There are more advanced tools, volatility, market structure, all of these things. And we go deeper on these with Moms Who Trade. But this is the foundation everything else sits on. Master this first. This week, take 3 paper trades. Log every single one. The journal is what turns just clicking buttons into actually getting better. Everything we use today is free in the Moms Who Trade app. The link is in the description. And if you're still battling with TradingView, watch this video next. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.